ادعمونا بلايك للفيديو واشتراك بالقناة، فهذا يدعمنا كثيرا.
David, thank you. On a day so bleak and uninviting, a prospect so sweet. For style without compromise, for creative identity, for unflinching self-expression, City Spurs would... And Pep himself, off another European win, selects as follows. Ederson was spared the Leipzig game on Tuesday, but he returns okay now. Josko Gvardiol gets the nod ahead of Nathan Ake, the only change from last weekend. Kyle Walker makes his 250th City start. In midfield, Rodri plays his 150th Premier League game, with Manuel Akanji advancing presumably again from centre-half. Once more it's Jeremy Doku rather than Jack Grealish. Phil Foden also reaches 150 Premier League games. And Erling Haaland has scored in 4 straight games. It's 11 in the last 8 for the unstoppable one. So just De Bruyne and Núñez of the big hitters are missing now. John Stones still waits his turn on the bench. Terrifically stoic as ever, Ange Postecoglou shrugs off his list of absentees, and he ploughs on with Guillermo Vicario in goal, still and ever present. Once more, it is 4 full-backs in defence as Christian Romero serves the last game of his ban. Pedro Porro was once on Manchester City's playing staff. Yves Bissouma returns from suspension. That offsets to some extent Rodrigo Bentancur's latest misfortune. Otherwise, still without Sarr, Maddison, Solomon, Perisic. It's as they were last week. Dejan Kulusevski, who has scored on both his previous visits to this ground, expected to be the number 10 again. And Son Heung-min, 7 goals against City down the years, is at the top of the formation. Tottenham's bench was one light last week with Richarlison available. It is a full complement today, albeit with 2 spare keepers. Seem to be the game. This should, as Pep himself has indicated, this should be fun. And 3 would-be teenage debutants. Well, one friendly meeting in Yokohama 4 summers ago was apparently sufficient to have established the high regard in which Pep and Ange each hold each other. A pair of free thinkers, even original thinkers, you might say. Neither is a herd animal, 2 singular guys. Our team today includes Mike Dean on matters around law, together, of course, with Jamie and with Gary. Who are you looking at, guys?
Looking at Rodri. You just mentioned the 150 Premier League appearances, and in that time, he's become the best in his position in the world. But he'll be disappointed, along with his Manchester City defensive colleagues, that they've conceded 7 goals in the last 3 games, and Spurs have a great record here, so he'll want to make sure that he protects that back four.
Towards inhibition, this should be football unchained. For a decade and more, one of the Premier League's most frequently watchable fixtures. Goals, 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 that has been the way. Spurs flew at it here last year and ended up losing. There is no reason, given all that we've seen to this point this season, to suppose that this would be any different. Gvardiol back into the Premier League 11 for Manchester City instead of Nathan Ake. Pep said either might have played. Toss of a coin, his throw. And was Emerson Royal, who couldn't keep it in. Davis, the centre-halves again for Tottenham. Christian Romero back in midweek after his suspension. Here's Rodri. Diaz. Walker. Some Spurs, now a long, long time ago. Bernardo Silva. Foden. First test for a doggy. He's played now nearly as many Premier League games for City as he did for Spurs. In all competitions he's gone way past.
You mentioned the role of Rodri, Gary. It looks like Kulusevski's got maybe a specific job in him also. He's not normally playing on that right side, isn't he? He's tucked in today to try and look after Rodri and try and maybe stop that influence on the ball.
Walker, Foden, Bernardo Silva. Kanji. Doku with the first chance to run and to engage with Pedro Porro. And he yields the game's first corner.